सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। परमार्थानन्दयतिं सद्गुरुं शुद्धविग्रहम् आत्मज्ञानार्थलाभाय पादपादै नतोऽस्म्यहम्। ह्रीङ्कार्यापादसम्पूज्य हृदयानन्ददायका ओङ्कारानन्दपादाब्ज नमामश्चित्तशुद्धये नमामश्चित्तशुद्धये। अस्मद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। ओम। Okay. On this auspicious occasion of Guru Purnima, blessings from Swami Paramarthananda Swami. He has conveyed his blessings to all of you all the Vedanta students and all the students in the spiritual path for Paripurna Anugraha by Swamiji. And if Acharya's blessings are there, surely my blessings will always be there. Because every Acharya wants their Shishyas to excel more than them. So, completely become knowledgeable, get the best use of it in life, and make this life meaningful, purposeful. And don't ask for next life. Ask for this is the last life, over. Enough of this. Yeah? Ask for that. पूछना है तो छोटा मोटा क्यों पूछ रहे हो? Ask for the best. Okay? Okay, Hari Om. Now, someone had sent some message. I really don't know who it was. I just said okay. Someone wanted to chant something. Was it someone from this group? I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not sure. Someone just mentioned to me before the class, I think. Anyways. Okay, if it is not there. So, anyone, in case you want to chant anything on the Guru Purnima, maybe we can spend about 5 minutes or 10 minutes and then continue with the class. Okay. Chalo, if there is nothing, then we can continue with the class. Fine. Okay. Let us repeat the Dhyana shlokas. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam. One person can repeat. Any one person can repeat, it will be good.
May I?
Yeah, anyone. Repeat. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam.
Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam.
Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam.
Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam.
Vyasena Grathitam.
Vyasena Grathitam.
Purana Munina.
Purana Munina.
Madhye Mahabharatam.
Madhye Mahabharatam.
Advaitamritavarshinim.
Advaitamritavarshini.
Bhagavatim.
Bhagavatim.
Ashtadashadhyayinim.
Ashtadashadhyayini.
Ambatvam.
Ambatvam.
Anusandadhami.
Anusandadhami.
Bhagavad Gite.
Bhagavad Gite.
Bhavadveshinim.
Bhavadveshini.
Namostute.
Namostute.
Vyasa Vishala Buddhe.
Vyasa Vishala Buddhe.
Pullaravinda.
Pullaravinda.
Yatapatra Netre. Yatapatra Netra.
Yatapatra Netra.
Yena Tvaya.
Yena Tvaya.
Bharata Taila Purnaha.
Bharat Taila Purnaha.
Prajwalitaha.
Prajwalitaha.
Jnanamayah Pradipaha.
Jnanamaya Pradipaha.
Prapanna Parijataya.
Prapanna Parijataya.
Totra Vetraikapanaye.
Totra Vetre Krapanaye.
Jnanamudraya Krishnaya.
Jnanamudraya Krishnaya.
Geetamritaduhe Namaha.
Geetamrita Duhe Namaha.
Someone else can now. Another 3 shlokas. Sarvopanishado Gavo.
Sarvopanishado Gavo.
Dogdha Gopalanandanaha.
Dogdha Gopalanandanaha.
Partho Vatsas Sudhir Bhokta.
Partho Vatsas Sudhir Bhokta.
Dugdham Geetamritam Mahat.
Dugdham Geetamritam Mahat.
Vasudeva Sutam Devam.
Vasudeva Sutam Devam.
Kamsa Chanuramardhanam.
Kamsa Chanuramardhanam.
Devaki Paramanandam.
Devaki Paramanandam.
Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum.
कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्
भीष्मद्रोणतटा
भीष्मद्रोणतटा
जयद्रथजला
जयद्रथजला
गान्धारनीलोत्पल
गान्धारनीलोत्पला
शल्यग्राहवती
शल्यग्राहवती
कृपेण वहनी
कृपेण वहनी
कर्णेन वेलाकुला
कर्णेन वेलाकुला
अश्वत्थाम
अश्वत्थाम
विकर्णघोरमकर
विकर्णघोरमकर
दुर्योधनावर्तिनी
दुर्योधनावर्तिनी
सोत्तीर्णा खलु
सोत्तीर्णा खलु
पाण्डवैरणनदी
पाण्डवैरणनदी
कैवर्तकः केशवः
कैवर्तकः केशवः
Okay, Nimisha, you were saying, you can unmute. पाराशर्यवचः
पाराशर्यवचः
सरोजममलम्
सरोजममलं
गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम्
गीतार्थगण्डोत्कटम्
नानाख्यानक
नानाख्यानक
केसरं हरिकथा
केसरं हरिकथा
सम्बोधनाबोधितम्
सम्बोधनाबोधितं
लोके सज्जन
लोके सज्जन
षट्पदैरहरः
षट्पदैरहरः
पेपीयमानं मुदा
पेपीयमानं मुदा
भूयाद्भारत
भूयात् भारत
पङ्कजं कलिमल
पङ्कजं कलिमल
प्रध्वंसि न श्रेयसे
प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे
मूकं करोति वाचालम्
मूकं करोति वाचालं
पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिम्
पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं
यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे
यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे
परमानन्दमाधवम्
परमानन्दमाधवम्
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र
रुद्रमरुतः
रुद्रमरुतः
स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः
स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः
वेदैः साङ्ग
वेदैः साङ्ग
पदक्रमोपनिषदैः पदक्रम
पदक्रम
उपनिषदैः
उपनिषदैः
गायन्ति यं सामगाः
गायन्ति यं सामगाः
ध्यानावस्थित
ध्यानावस्थित
तद्गतेन मनसा
तद्गतेन मनसा
पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः
पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं
न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः
न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः
देवाय तस्मै नमः
देवाय तस्मै नमः
देवाय तस्मै नमः
देवाय तस्मै नमः
Okay, so we were seeing the Dhyana shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, which is written by Madhusudana Saraswati in his book called Gudartha Deepika. So he has given this dhyana shlokas, and there are 9 dhyana shlokas, out of which one is for Mahabharata Stuti, one is Vyasa Stuti, 2 are Bhagavad Gita Stuti, and 5 are Shri Krishna Stuti. Out of which I think we have seen all the 4. The first 4 we have seen. Just remind me. How many have we seen? Have we seen both the Bhagavad Gita Stuti? Have we completed this particular?
Vyasacharya and Mahabharata. One Gita Stuti and one Vyasacharya.
So only 2 we have done.
Yes.
Okay. So we have done the 7th shloka and the first shloka. Okay. We have not done Sarvopanishado Gavo. No.
No.
Okay. Right. We will start with Sarvopanishado Gavo. Yeah. We have seen the 7th one. Parasharya Vachas Sarojam Amalam. We have seen Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata. Now we will continue with Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopala Nandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Geetamritam Mahat. Okay. This is an imagination by this author. A very good equivalent illustration in real life to compare Bhagavad Gita and its teaching. He says, imagine the cows to be Upanishads. Sarvaha Upanishado Gavo. The cows are the Upanishads. Okay. So now the cows, you have to remove the milk from the cow. So you need someone who is going to remove the milk. And in how this milk is removed from the cow, you normally keep the calf in front of the cow. So looking at the calf, the cow starts lactating. Then the calf is allowed to drink some milk, and then later on the cow gives the milk to rest of the people. So unless the calf is bought in front of the cow, it is difficult to get the milk. Okay, and that is why the calf is always to be bought. So here, if we imagine the Upanishads to be the cow, all the Upanishads to be the cow, Upanishads are Moksha Shastram and they are the cows. And what have we to extract out of that? You have to extract the milk out now from the cows, from the Upanishads. So you need someone who can milk the what is the milk here? The milk is Dugdham Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is the milk which is extracted from the Upanishads. Now if you need to remove this milk out from the cow, anyone cannot just go and try it. You need to know the technique, you need to know how to get this milk out properly. And for that, who else other than Gopala Nandanaha, who is born in the Vamshakula of Gopalas, a cowherd, who is better than him to get this milk out of the Upanishads, who is Krishna. So Krishnaha Gopala Nandanaha Eva Shaktum. Only he can get it out perfectly. And what does he do? He keeps a calf in front of this cows. And who is the calf? Partho Vatsaha. So Parthaha Arjuna is kept as a calf in front of the Upanishads, and the milk is extracted out, and that milk who is going to enjoy? Sudhir Bhokta Arjuna himself. So Arjuna, who is our representative, Bhagavan keeps in front of the Upanishad Ajnanis so that Jnana Amrita Dugdham is given by the Upanishads and extracted properly by Gopalanandana Krishna for us to enjoy. Vatsaha Sudhir Bhokta. Bhokta is one who enjoys. Vatsaha is the calf. Now he adds one more adjective that any calf cannot enjoy it. Needs to be Sudhihi. Dhi means Buddhi. Sudhihi means Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Buddhi only can understand it and can enjoy that milk. For what? Amritam Mahat. To get freedom from the bondage of samsara. Bhagavan himself kept Arjuna as a representative, milked the cow called Upanishads, and gave us all who are Sudhir Bhokta to get the benefit of Amritam Mahat. Such a very nice, beautiful thought process the author has, and very nicely relating, which tells indirectly or straight away directly that Bhagavad Gita is an extract from the Upanishad. Bhagavad Gita has got everything what is there in the Upanishad, and that is why after every chapter of Bhagavad Gita we say Om Tatsaditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishadsu. So we say Upanishadsu because in the Upanishad whatever is there, the same thing has been given in the Bhagavad Gita, and it has been made into such an easy way to digest, which otherwise the Upanishad is tough. Bhagavan has extracted, and milk is such a thing that a newborn baby can also have. So even if a person does not have any buddhi, still very easily the Bhagavad Gita can be compared to life and can be digested very, very easily, making a very good base for going ahead into the Upanishad. Okay, so Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gita Mritam Mahat.
Sir, Mahat means?
Mahat is
Buddhi.
adorned one, divine one, Mahat, biggest one. What more attribute? Whatever attributes you can give, the divine, pious, Mahat. Mahashabdat Mahat. Okay. Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsaha Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gita Amritam Mahat. Clear? Okay. Now we will go to the next one.
Sir, what is Dugdham?
Milk. Doodh. From that only in Hindi we call it doodh. In Sanskrit it is called Dugdham. Okay? Clear? Then next is Vyasa Stuti. Okay? So we have gone to Bhagavad Gita Stuti, we have completed 2. Parthaya Pratibodhitam and Sarvopanishado Gavo. Okay? We have done Mahabharata Stuti, Parasharya Vachas Saroja Mamalam. Now we have to do Bhagavad Gita Stuti is over. Now we have to do Vyasa Stuti. And in Vyasa Stuti, it is the second verse. Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pulla Aravinda Yatapatra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajwalitaha Jnanamaya Pradipaha Te Namaha. Te Namaha. Namo, Namaste means Te Namaha. Te to you, to everyone, I do Namaskara. Namaste, Namaha Te. Okay. Namostu Te. Astu Namaha Te. Let my Namaskaras to be. To whom? Who is the subject here? To whom we are going to do Namaskara? It is Vyasa Stuti. So it should be Vyasaya Namaha. And what is Vyasa here? The name clearly is given as Vyasaha. Namostute Vyasaha. So I bow down to Maharshi Vyasaha. Then the rest are adjectives of Vyasacharya. What are the adjectives? Vishala Buddhe. Vishala Buddhi. You know, there are two aspects when we look at Buddhi: the depth and the breadth. When you go to depth, it is subtlety. When you go to the breadth, it is encompassing all the Shrutis. And Vyasacharya is the only person. Vyasacharya is the only person who has got both of these. Okay. Why do we do Vyasa Puja? Anyone? Why do we do Vyasa Puja? Why is Guru Purnima called Vyasa Purnima, and why do we do Vyasa Puja? Why not someone else? There are so many rishis.
Sir, because Ved Vyasa ji has compiled all the Vedas and Quran, and
But there are
make it available for us.
Yeah. Okay. Now this is what we'll have to understand from our Vedanta perspective. We have always got Prasthana Trayam. Have you heard this Prasthana Trayam? 3 Prasthanas. Prasthana is which are sources of knowledge. Prasthana Trayam we have got. First one is Shruti Prasthana. Shruti Prasthana. Shruti is Apaurusheya Vishayaha, which has not been by any person, has not made it. It is directly coming from Bhagavan, where you have mantra drashtaras, the rishis, who have seen the mantras in their dhyanam, and they have given it directly to us in local language, the way which we will understand. Okay, so first one is Shruti Prasthanam, and very clearly the Vedas are the only text which are called Shruti Prasthanam, given by the rishis to us. Then we have the Smriti Prasthanam. Smriti is Paurusheya Vishayaha, which has been authored by people. Now, is it some other topic? No. It is the same what the Shruti says, made it into a much easier way that we will understand it. Boli Bhasha, jo bolte na, making it simple and giving it to us, because Shruti is got a tough language, it is mixed everything. Somewhere you will have karma, next line will be related to jnana, then so it becomes very difficult to learn. We will not understand, we will get confused. So Smritis are the ones which are easy and made simple. So the Shruti explained by someone becomes a Smriti. Then there is also the third Prasthanam, which is called Nyaya Prasthanam. Okay, what is Nyaya Prasthanam? Nyaya doesn't mean justice here. Huh? Nyaya means the philosophy behind it. Okay, the philosophy, what is the philosophy behind this Shruti? What is it trying to tell? What is that spirituality part it is trying to tell? And how to arrive at the right meaning and the right central theme, that is discussed in the third one, which is called Nyaya Prasthanam, which are the darshanas. The darshanas given by various rishis are called the Nyaya Prasthanam. Okay, so in short, if you see, the Vedas are Shruti, the Puranas, Itihasa, all these are Smriti, and the darshanas are Nyaya. 3 Prasthanas, correct? So one talks of the main text, the other one explains the text, the third one debates and gives the central theme it gives that logical meaning of what is that central theme of that text. Makes us understand. Isn't it very, very proper and logically placed now? Now coming to our hero of the picture, who? Vyasacharya. Why all this background is given? To bring the hero inside now. So Vyasacharya is the person, is the only person who is connected with all the three prasthanams. When you take Shruti, that is what one of you all mentioned, that he classified the Shruti into Rig, Yajus, Sama, Atharva Vedaha, Chaturveda. Okay, so he classified it. He did not create the Vedas. The Vedas were always there, but they were all in a mixed form. So based on different logics, he segregated them. And what is the logic? The Rig Veda is the maximum one with 10 mandalas, and Rig Veda talks about Stuti, talking about all the praise of all various gods and various things, only praise. That is the Rig Veda. But just by praising, you are not going to get any benefit. So you need to have an application now. Correct? And that is what all the mantras which are related to app. So I now use this praising with the right app so that I get a benefit. Correct? That computer logic without an application is no use. With that logic you make an application. Then you use the application to get a benefit. So like that, you need an application to get the Vedas to benefit you. And that application is taught in the Yajur Veda. Okay, the Yajur Veda teaches the application part which is told in the Rig Veda. Then comes the third, which is called Samaveda. Samaveda is, so if you take Rig Veda, it is the biggest. Smaller than that is Yajur Veda in terms of the content of the Rig Veda, but because there is procedure and protocol, it may look big. But the content wise, it is smaller than the Rig Veda. Then you have the Samaveda, which is still smaller, because here there is a lot of explanation of it. Actually, the whole philosophy part comes in the Samaveda. And it is also in a metrical form where it relates to singing. So all creative art, all those things. See, rational application is Yajur Veda. The creative part is Samaveda. Okay, that is why it is called Samagana. Right? All music, dance, everything is coming out of the Samaveda. And Samaveda is the crux of the Vedas. Although Rig Veda is the oldest, when you take the essence of it, that is the Samaveda. That is why in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan mentions Vedanam Samavedosmi. He didn't say Vedanam Rigvedosmi or Yajurvedosmi. He says Samavedosmi. Because I am the crux of whatever it is there. Right? Now, this three segregation based on this logic, and then which doesn't, in all our offices also and in all our cupboards we know. If you start doing some filing, you will start putting it under different names. Then there will be one category, जो कोई नाम पे नहीं बैठता, little will be there. It is very difficult to start a file for that. So miscellaneous, एक डाल देते हैं, miscellaneous, correct? तो जो ये तीन में नहीं बैठा है, that becomes miscellaneous, called Atharva Veda. It is not less important. It cannot get just classified in these three, that's all. So Atharva Rishi and Angira Rishi together compiled it and, they took it ahead, and that is why it is called Atharva Veda. Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda has been given specific names. Atharva Veda is based on the Rishi itself. Atharva and Angirasa did it, so it is called Atharva Veda. Okay. After that, people have started naming different other things also as Vedas, but that Vyasacharya has not done. Like Mahabharata is called Panchama Veda, then Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, that Veda, this Veda, many Vedas you can call. Correct? But primarily, there are only 4 Vedas. And who classified this? Vyasacharya. So in Shruti Prasthanam, a very big contribution given by Vyasacharya. Now you look at the logic. If he has used the logic to segregate, who else other than him will know everything? So he knows the breadth of it and he knows the depth of it. Correct? He was not happy. Just by doing that, he was not happy. He said, "Nahi, we have to make it simpler to people." So he started writing something called Puranas. Vayu Purana, this Purana, that Purana. काम है ही नहीं खाली बैठने का लिखने का. Only one job he had in his life, just writing. Just imagine, he wrote 17 Puranas. 17 Purana, which are Smriti Granthas for us, which are the Shrutis simplified with stories, so that we can understand with all those things how. See, like when you say Ramayana, Mahabharata, that story teaches you a lot. Vedas will say Satyam Vada, Dharmanchara, that's all. इसमें मजा नहीं है. But the moment you say Dasharatha had 4 sons, they were all ensuring that dharma they follow it, and Rama is Dharma Purushaha, then slowly that dharma as a concept comes out. Satya as a concept comes out through the story. So it has been made very easy in form of a story, and these are Puranas. After writing 17 Puranas, he was not happy. He said, "Abhi tak maza nahi aaya." So he wrote the 18th Purana, which is called Bhagavata Purana. One of the biggest Puranas. Over 25,000 shlokas are there. I think 18,000 shlokas are there. Not sure. Bhagavata Purana he wrote. Do you feel that he was satisfied by that? He wrote the whole Mahabharata, which is 1 lakh shlokas. That is why I said he didn't have any other job other than writing. Expert stenographer. Who? Vyasacharya. But he didn't have a boss to tell him. He himself was the boss and he himself was the stenographer. Right? Because he could understand it and break it properly and then very nicely connect to people. So now you look at it in Smriti Purana, all our 18 Puranas plus the whole Mahabharata, authored by one person called Vyasa, Krishna Dvaipayana. Vyasa. Okay. Now, there are 2 people, KD and KY. Both the people are important. KD and KY are important. Krishna Dvaipayana and Krishna Yadav. Okay. Krishna Yadav is Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha and Krishna Dvaipayana is Vyasacharya. Both are Krishna. Okay. Now we have seen 2 prasthanams. Shruti Prasthanam and Smriti Prasthanam. Third one comes Nyaya Prasthanam. And in Nyaya Prasthanam, you have got 6 Astika Darshanas, 6 Nastika Darshanas. Of course, Vyasacharya has to be connected only with Astika Darshanas, not with Nastika Darshanas. What is the difference between Astika and Nastika Darshana? One which accepts the Vedas is called Astika Darshana, or now it has got converted to जिन्हें भगवान पे विश्वास है उन्हें आस्तिक कहते हैं, because Vedas also talk about astikyam only, so it doesn't matter, both are correct. Either you talk of the owner of the car or you talk the car, both are the same. Shruti given by Bhagavan or Bhagavan himself, doesn't matter, they are astika. But the moment you don't accept the Shruti and you don't accept Bhagavan, then you are Nastika. Na asti. It is not there. Okay. And in Nastika darshanas, you have the first one, which is Charvaka darshana, one Jaina darshana, 4 Bauddha darshanas. These are 6 Nastika darshanas which we have. But our interest is currently today to understand the Astika darshanas. And in Astika darshanas, you have got 6. The first one is Sankhya darshana, then Yoga darshana, then Nyaya darshana, Vaisheshika darshana, Purva Mimamsa darshana, and Uttara Mimamsa darshana or Vedanta darshana. And all these are been authored. अपने आप आया नहीं है, someone has written it. Okay. And among the Astika darshanas, Vyasacharya has written the Vedanta darshana, which is Brahma Sutras. Okay. Now, when you look at the form in which it is written, it is called Sutra. That means now you have the Vedas, he classified it, then he elaborated the Vedas into Smriti. Then he condensed the Vedas into Darshana. Now do we understand why we call him Vishala Buddhe? For this one word Vishala, all this had to be known. Namostu te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe. He has the full breadth and he has the full depth, the subtlety of that subject. And hence, no one else has contributed to all the 3 prasthanas other than Vyasacharya, and hence, as a person who is the guru of many, he only is befitting to be sitting in that Guru Parampara to start that and continue. That is why it is called Vyasa Puja. Okay. Tell me, Vyasa was a sannyasi or was he a grihastha?
I think it was Grihastha. Nobody was brahmachari from. I mean, they
sannyasi.
were not allowed to do that, right? That's what you explained us earlier.
No, there is nothing called no one was allowed to do it. Why? You can
No,
take
not.
sannyasa.
I didn't mean allowed to, but everybody who went through the samsara, only they could get the understanding on both sides. That's what was our earlier in Tattva Bodha. You explained it out.
Yeah, that is true. But then you have 2 margas, Pravritti Marga and Nivritti Marga. You have a choice to, because the moment you consider it only one Janma, then what you are saying is right. But in the previous Janmas, if they have already experienced that, they can straight away go to Nivritti Marga in this Janma. That is possible. It was always possible from day one. It is possible even now. So the point is, was he a Grihastha or was he a sannyasi?
Grihastha.
Why do you tell him he is a Grihastha?
He was having a son, Shukra, I guess. He sent him to Janak for getting knowledge.
Okay. So Vyasacharya is a Grihastha. He is a Rishi. He is a Rishi. He was not a sannyasi. Okay. So, and rightly said, Shuka Brahma Rishi was his son. Okay. Now, very clearly, this definition of Grihastha and all these ashramas were very, very different earlier. Now it is very diluted. Okay. So, there are very clearly mentioned in our Shastras itself that you can still be like a sannyasi in Grihastha. Very much possible. Okay. That is Brahmacharya Vratam, who continues being in Grihastha. Very much possible. So that is a total different subject itself. We will come back to Vyasacharya. Vyasacharya, he was a Grihastha, and yet he had such a depth and the breadth of the knowledge. So, Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhi. Correct? Pulla Aravinda. Aravinda means lotus. Pulla Aravinda means blossomed, which is opened out fully. You know, again we are going to a side track, because you have to understand when you say Pulla Aravinda what exactly it is. We all go and buy lotus from the market, especially now. Any of the pujas will come, or many such lotus will be there. Pink color ka, white. क्या करते? लेके आते, then open it. है कि नहीं? That is not Pulla Aravinda. That is not blooming of the lotus. No. Vedabja Bhaskaram Vande. You know, when this lotus, when the sun rises, that is the time the lotus will look at the sun and bloom out. It will open out. Okay, and that is called blooming of the lotus. And Vyasacharya is called Vedabja Bhaskaram Vande. If the Vedas are the lotus, think about it. If the Vedas are the lotus, the sun makes it bloom. Who has made this lotus Vedas to bloom with us is Vyasacharya. So Vedabja Bhaskaram, he is Vedabja Bhaskaram. The whole Vedas have got opened out for us like the blooming lotus only because of Vyasacharya. So he himself, Pulla Aravinda, they say. And Pulla Aravinda what? Yatapatra Netre. His eyes are like that of a petal of a full bloom lotus. Yatapatra Netre. Why? With a lot of compassion, with a lot of humility, with a lot of love to share with everyone, everything. Pulla Aravinda Yatapatra Netre. Okay. Now the next imagination is Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha. So now you have to imagine that there is a big lamp. Now if there is a big lamp, it requires lot of oil. Then you have oil. Then why do you have a lamp and oil? You obviously need to have a wick and there has to be a flame on it. Correct? Then only the light will be there. The use of oil, the use of lamp, everything will be there. He is like that of the oil in the lamp. And what he gave us, Prajwalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha. The whole Mahabharata oil, in that in between you have the flame of Bhagavad Gita. So Namostu Te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe. Which Vyasa? Who is Vishala Buddhe? Who has Pullaravinda Yatapatra Netra? Who has written the Mahabharata Taila, which has the flame Prajwalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha as Bhagavad Gita. Are you able to see that? So he gave the whole Mahabharata and also Gitartha Gandhotkatam, like that flame of the Mahabharata, which is that Jnanamayaha, he gave us even that. So Vyasa Namaskara is perfect. See how very nicely, who is he, what are his qualities, what did he give us, and how are we benefited by that. That is why Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe. Is it clear? Any doubt on this shloka now? Okay.
Sir, can I ask something?
Yeah.
Sir, you told about Shruti Prasthana, Smriti Prasthana, and Nyaya Prasthana. Also, you told Brahma Sutram. Does Brahma Sutram fits under Nyaya Prasthana then?
Yeah. Brahma Sutra is Nyaya Prasthana, which is called Vedanta Darshana or Uttara Mimamsa. See, how did each person give that part of philosophy of the Vedas? So you have a Rishi who wrote the Sankhya philosophy, which is called the Sankhya Sutras. Okay. Then you had Patanjali Rishi who gave Yoga Sutras. Okay. Then you have Nyaya and Vaisheshika, the Nyaya Sutras and the Vaisheshika Sutras. They are all given in the form of sutras. Okay. Sutras are condensed form. Okay. And Purva Mimamsa, Jaimini has given the Purva Mimamsa Sutras, which are related to Karma Kanda. Athato Dharma Jijñāsa. That is how it starts. Athato Dharma Jijñāsa is Purva Mimamsa. Jaimini's Purva Mimamsa. There are more than 4,000 sutras in that. Okay. And for which detailed bhashyams are written by people. Then the last one, which is called Uttara Mimamsa or Vedanta, that is called Brahma Sutra or Badarayana Sutras. Who is Badarayana? Who is there from Badrika Ashrama, who is Vyasacharya. He is called Badarayana also. Another name for Vyasacharya is Badarayana. So, Brahma Sutra or Badarayana Sutras is our Uttara Mimamsa or Vedanta Darshana, for which Adi Shankara has written the Bhashya. Many have written, but Adi Shankara's Bhashyam is very famous for Brahma Sutra.
Sir, if that is the case, we have this Manudharma Shastram, then Shukha Shastram.
Sorry?
Manudharma Shastram, then Shastram. Where do they fit? They fit under Nyaya Prasthana.
No, Smriti. All Dharma Shastras, Grihya Sutras, Shrauta Sutras, all this will sit in your Smriti.
Smriti Prasthana.
Only Smriti. Because what are they doing? They are giving you an application. Do this, don't do this, how to do this, what not to do, what should be your mental attitude while doing it. All these things are given in the Manusmriti. 4,000 shlokas are Manusmriti. So they will all sit in, written by Manu, correct? So it is authored, so it is sitting in Smriti. That is why it's called Manusmriti itself. Ashwalayana Smriti, Bodhayana Smriti, Apastamba Smriti. There are so many such Smritis. The more I open out, the more you will get confused. Okay. Where the philosophy part is there, that is called the Darshanas. The rest, everything is Smriti. That is why Mahabharata, Ramayana, all Bhagavata, everything will come under Smriti only. Puranas, Itihasa, Shruti, Smriti, Purana. Clear? That is why Adi Shankara is called Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam. Alayam means what? Ocean. He is an ocean of knowledge of Shruti, Smriti and Puranas. He will quote in his Bhashyam left, right and center Mahabharata, which has got 1 lakh or 1 lakh and more shlokas. He will just quote it in his Bhashyam. We have to find out from where it is coming. Okay. So we are referring to people who had that immense knowledge about things. And all, Shankara was there only 32 years. Huh? The Bhashyam he has written in 16 years. All quotations have already come within 16 years. So this is not humanly possible. That is why many people call him Avatara only. But more than he is Avatara or not Avatara, his knowledge what he has given is what we will always do Namaskara. Not the person. There is no meaning of building more Adi Shankara temples and doing puja every day. No. Better than that is remove some of his works and read even one paragraph. That is the biggest puja for Adi Shankara. Okay. Any more doubts on this?
Yes,
Shruti
sir.
Smriti? Yeah.
Sir, Prasthana meaning?
Prasthana, it is actually source of knowledge.
Okay.
Prasthana
And-
means,
And Pullara Vinda, in that Pullara means blossoming.
yeah,
Aravinda,
Pulla.
sun.
Pulla, Aravinda.
So is that Aravinda meaning sun?
No, Aravinda is lotus.
Okay. So the blossoming lotus.
Yeah. Pulla Aravinda Yatapatra. That one petal of that lotus, his eyes are like that of fully bloomed lotus ka one petal. Yatapatra, one patra is netra. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, chalo. नमोस्तु ते व्यास विशाल बुद्धे फुल्लारविंद यतपत्र नेत्र येन त्वया भारत तैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः. We will take the next one also. It's a small one and simple but a very very profound one. प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोत्र वेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः. Okay. Now, Krishnaya Namaha. I bow down to Krishna. Which Krishna? Krishnaya Namaha. Aham Prapannam. Prapannam is surrender. With my full, I completely surrender और नतमस्तक हो जाता हूँ. प्रपन्न कृष्णाय नमः. Okay. Parijataya, who is like that of the Parijataka tree. Parijataka tree is available only in Swarga. In only Indra's garden you will get it. Don't try to search here and there. So Prapanna Parijataya, that is like that Parijata Vriksha. After that, the way the author has seen, you have to imagine. He says, Totra Vetra Ekapanaye. Totra means whip. Do you know what is a whip? Whipping. Hunter बोलते हैं ना, हिंदी मूवीज में hunter मारो. That hunter is called तोत्र. और वो hunter का handle is called वेत्र. चाबुक का handle. So तोत्र वेत्र means the handle of the चाबुक. Now who is going to have this? Our little छोटा छोटा पाव, छोटा छोटा हाथ वाला कृष्णा. तोत्रवेत्र एक पाणये, एक हाथ में हंटर लेके, समझ में आ रहा है? दूसरा हाथ कैसा है? ज्ञान मुद्राय कृष्णाय. ज्ञान मुद्रा इज अंगुष्ठ तर्जनी योग. अंगुष्ठ तर्जनी योग इज कॉल्ड ज्ञान मुद्रा और चिन मुद्रा. या इट इज ज्ञान मुद्रा और चिन मुद्रा. Okay, so on one hand, Totravetra Ekapanaye Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya. Gita Amrita Duhe Namaha. One who could milk out this Gita Amrita milk and give it to us. So here the author is saying that Krishna, who is the Parijata, like the Parijata tree, having a whip in one hand and chin mudra in the other hand, and gave us the Gita like the milk and the nectar. So we are doing namaskara to you. What a vague imagination. Can you imagine this? Someone with a whip and someone with jnana mudra, same person.
So what is the relevance of whip here?
That is what is the question. Why did the author imagine Krishna to be that way?
The remover of sins and the one who is mentally stable as well.
Totravetra is karma kanda, jnana mudra is jnana kanda. Karma kanda and jnana kanda, who is having both, who can manage both. Not only that, if you don't do the karma, he will whip. He will whip you to do the karma properly. And at the same time, he is so compassionate, he will give jnana. So what are the Vedas? Jnana kanda cha karma kanda. So Krishna is Totravetra Ekapanaye Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya. The complete Vedas, Shruti, he is giving in the form of Bhagavad Gita. Isn't it a beautiful imagination? It looks very vague, but unless it is told in the right way, you will never understand it. You will say, what is this? Okay, so these are all coded meanings which are sitting inside these dhyana shlokas. Okay, with this, we will stop it and we will continue the dhyana shloka, whatever 3-4 which are pending, or 2-3 whatever is there, we will continue and complete it in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Right. Dhanyavadaha Shubharatri.
धन्यवाद सर.
धन्यवाद. धन्यवाद. शुभरात्रि.